Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing very well. Yeah, welcome, guys. All right, so remember that series that was making the rounds, that reality series that was making the rounds at some point about therapy? Yeah, Blue Therapy. You know how it was then? If you see an episode of Blue Therapy, the next thing you want to do is like drag a friend in to, like watch it. You're like, yo, you got to see this stuff. Majorly because you want to have conversations and you want the person to understand the context from which you are having those conversations, right? That's about the same feel that this book gives. You read this book and you want to have like a fellow reader, come in here like, let's talk about what exactly went down in this book. And that's the book I'm about to review right now. It's a trilogy, right? 3 books, a series of 3 books. The Naive Wife is what it's called. There you have Rachel's Choice, Rachel's Diary, and Rachel's Hope. Today, let's check out the first book in the series. It's called Rachel's Choices, and that is what we are about to tolerate. Let's go. So, TOLArated is where we get to rate, review, and recommend some of the latest Christian songs out there. But I thought to do it differently today. I'm checking out a book. It's Christian fiction and written in such an amazing way. So let's get into it. It's called Rachel's Choice by an amazing author called Ufuomaee. I think she's really good at what she does. I'm not so much of a rom-com kind of book reader, so I'm surprised I'm even here right now talking about this. But despite the fact that I'm not such a rom-com reader, I picked this book up and I literally finished it 2 sittings. That tells you it's a really good book to check out. It is written in such a concise way. It's not too long, not too short at the same time. The chapters are kind of short, making it really easy for the reader to go through it. All the characters in this book are characters that you can relate with. Rachel Eden, she's got a sister, a younger sister who gets married before her. And the pressure that comes along with that when you are a mature lady and your younger sister gets married and everybody starts looking at you like, yo, you're next. And she gets to really express that in terms that anyone who grew up in Africa and even anywhere around the world will be able to easily relate with. I said it's rom-com, yeah. Rachel is the rich kid, right? Is it a rich girl, poor guy story or what? Well, she put some twists and turns in it, but it's so real that it kind of feels like a diary, like a real life story being told and not so much fiction. Anyway, I'll come back to that. She crashes events that span about a year into this really lovely book, and she does it without overpacing it, making it too fast. At the same time, she also resists the urge to drag. You know what some authors do these days? They just drag the story just to make the book voluminous, but she doesn't do that. She sustains the suspense in a beautiful way. That's all I can say for now. Because normally you guys know I review music, and when I review music, the music is out there already, so I can't really put out spoilers. But I'm really trying to hold myself back from giving too much spoilers on this one. Now, talking about music, on this particular one, I can say there's a lot of music in the book. I can actually curate a playlist from this book. She makes references to a lot of songs, from the songs that she plays on the radio to the songs being played at certain places and certain times. I can put together a playlist. The playlist will have hip-hop songs in it, R&B songs in it, urban gospel songs in it, and all of that. So if you love music, then look out for some good music documented in this particular book. I think it's very relatable. For example, I'm a radio host at Praise World Radio, and I can relate with Rachel, who is a radio host. If you work, you can relate with the office space that she gets to talk about. There's the family as well, the sibling relationships, and the toasters. Yeah, handling pressure that comes from people who are making advances at you. Every fine girl out there can relate with that. The boys are coming through and trying to get your attention, and you trying to struggle on how to balance that. Man, Lord help me not to give too many spoilers. Anyway, how do we make choices? How do we really know those choices are right? Because we can't really see the hearts of men. Only God can. So how do we know what people are thinking in relation to the choices that we make. Like I said, I'm trying not to give spoilers, but the story climaxes in a way that amplifies the title because she eventually finally makes a choice at the end of the story. And that's how the story ends, with her making a choice. But Ufuomaee brilliantly transitions into the next story in the series, which is Rachel's Diary, in a very lovely way at the end of the story. And she ends it in a way that makes you know it is about to get real. Her writing style, if you ask me, is quite mature, very detailed, very intense, yet so simple and easy to understand. Her ability to balance the extremes of what you might want to call secular while articulating her faith is something that requires a lot of skill, and it's definitely worth commending. I think this book applies to every other area, not just dating and marriage, because, you know, think about it. We actually make decisions every single day of our lives. So now what I need you to do is to go read this book and joining me on this conversation, because, you know, okay, go check out this book. It's called Rachel's Choices. It's available on Amazon from the Naive Wife series. It's a trilogy, like I said before, because I can't totally open up on everything that happened in the story, but I would love to have that conversation with you once you have that read. All right, so check that out, and then we can talk about it. And maybe I will come back to do a review of the next book, which is Rachel's Diary. Until then, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm yours truly, TOLArated. Till I catch you on the next one, God bless you.